We're starting off high.
We can get
I think
two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
no, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
Trust a human to raise back wolves.
before I would trust a pack of humans to raise a wolf.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Two Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
Hola.
And special
Hola.
guest in the building. We got the Reetzes here tonight.
Reach is heading.
She's going to pretend that she's not, though, so she's going to be quiet tonight.
Right.
Until she wants to make a smart-ass comment, in which case I'm going to tell her that she might as well go ahead and pull the mic closer now for when she wants to make comments from the galley.
She the feds this evening.
Yeah, she's the fed. She's just listening in.
Right. Right. What's going on with your camera? You the feds.
Oh, is
Listen.
mine not on for you?
Set me up.
Oh, mine's showing on the live stream. It's a 2-camera
There
setup.
you go.
Good.
See?
My fault. My fault. I wasn't trying to do you like that, sir. I can tell you the one that is on the YouTubes has both of us the whole time.
All right. As long as it wasn't a setup.
It wasn't. Not this time.
Oh, I'm tired.
Oh, man. How was your week?
I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
Monday was the 2-year mark of my mom's passing.
Yeah.
And it didn't bother me or like anything like consciously bother me. You know what I'm saying? But I have noticed that I've been kind of short with people this week.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I've just been more bothered than I usually am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear you.
Like, usually you could just, who gives a fuck shit? But
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like, nah, I got time. Like, what was it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in that kind of mood.
You are in the I wish a motherfucker would kind of mood.
Yeah, like, and that's why when you was asking me, like, what's your thoughts on the title and all that? And I'm thinking to myself, like, nah, fight through all of the dickhead shit that can take this.
Oh,
you
so
know?
it's gonna be one of those episodes where you're just a dickhead, is what I'm hearing.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Like, I'm definitely cognizant of it, but it's like, and don't get me wrong, because some of this shit is like, nah, because it needs to be said. And what better motherfucker than you to say it?
Say it, right.
But nah, I'ma just, we're gonna let it go the way it goes.
Okay.
You know,
Fair enough.
that would be the best.
Fair enough. On my side, go ahead.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Nah, it was cool at the end of the day.
On my side, it was the last week of football, so they've got their little consolation bowl game on Sunday, and we'll see if we can finish the season with a win. I sent you the video of young Mr. Reggie looking like his pops with the lockout, the drive back, shed the block, make the tackle. That was good.
He getting there. You just should have fucking got there before the week before last.
Right. But, you know, first year, he's figuring it out.
Right.
But other than that, nah, I mean, relatively straightforward week. So I ain't got nothing.
I mean, that's what they are nowadays.
Right.
They're just so, when they announce that we're correct, that they're hiding something. Like motherfuckers was like, this the days just seem like they're going by so much faster. Like everything seems
Like,
like
yep,
it's in
yep.
fast forward.
The world's spinning faster now. We're
Right, and then
losing
they
6
come out and
seconds.
say that, right? That's how you know it's even worse than what they're saying. Like they say that to throw you off of the fact that they have control of how fast it
Right.
goes. Cause that motherfucker goes mighty slow when you 9 to 5,
5.
and you know what I'm saying? Those hours are pretty fucking sluggish.
But as soon as you off that clock, man, time flies.
It's like fast forward the whole way there. Like
You're
you just
freaking
look up from your
completely.
watch and be right back at your fucking work setup. Man,
It's
it's
wild.
getting wild. It's definitely getting wild.
I mean, that's the thing, is that it is hard to keep up with all of the wild shit. Like, government shut down because they don't want to release the Epstein files. ICE is in every fucking major U.S. city. Like, and it's just, I got nothing for it anymore, man. I'm burned out, and that's what they want, and I get it. And you know what? They win that round.
I don't know. I don't know if that's what they want though. I really don't know if that's what they want. I think that's what they think they want.
Oh, no doubt. Like, if we actually think that these fools have a plan, then I don't
Right.
know.
And
Yeah.
eventually, like if this is just the first stage, the burnout, like I'm just so sick. Like, the next stage is complete and utter rebellion
Chaos.
from it. Like,
Right.
no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to, like, you already hear people talking about. I see one that said, come out with fire, and it's, what the fuck did he say it was? I can't remember what it stood for, but basically, like once you get that kind of shit going on, because I don't know who thought what. At this point, I don't know. I'll say as a black man, why are we even participating?
Right.
No, I mean, like, quite honestly, like participating in anything. I don't mean standing up for our fellow brown people. Like, that should be a part of it. But I'm saying, with all the shit, the people, the police official and the judge and all that in Oklahoma got caught and recorded talking about why can't we just hang them like if we know that there are people in power that still feel this way, then the police, you're a fucking bitch to be like, just take me to jail, I did something. No, they're a part of it too, right?
Right. Systemic.
So you should be able to just bow out and be like, nah, I don't trust none of y'all because there was bodies found outside of a Mississippi precinct, right? All this shit over the years, going back to Jim Crow, has been proven that the police are the issue as far as why a
No,
lot
because
of us come up missing.
that's because the police come out of slave patrols. That's the
And
only reason they exist in the first place, is they started as poor white slave patrols because blacks were doing too much.
it's ironic that ICE is taking up the exact same.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So at some point, you got to be like, why would I allow you to cuff me?
Oh, no doubt.
Why would I go through the judicial system willingly
Right.
if I know all these years it's the reason why we come up missing, why we're still in slavery in privatized prisons?
And if I know I'm got, I might as well take some of you with me.
I mean, that's where it shouldn't have to go, right?
I
But
hear you.
we're inching ever so closer and closer to that point. Because at least there was organization about it before. That's why most black people would be like, you know what, it's just gonna save me time to cooperate, give them what it is they need to try to get them up out my face, right? But it's because there were protocols, procedures, things that they had to go through to make that
Which
stop legitimate, which
which
Trump has now
well,
illegitimate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
illegitimized it. Well, but even on top of that, like, every time you put a policy or procedure in place, there are cops that will skirt it anyways.
so
Body
what?
cam. Oh, the amount of body cams that don't turn on when I can get a cell phone video going every 3 seconds if I wanted to. Get the fuck
That
out of here with
motherfucker,
that
we
bitch
know that
shit.
camera never stops recording. Stop playing with
My
me. You
favorite
talking?
is that I was flipping through reels today, and for some reason I got on the cops TikTok whatever, and it was like he literally has this little girl. This girl, she says she's 18, could not have been 100 pounds soaking wet. He's like, oh, and my body cam didn't turn on when I told it to, and it was while he was like finally putting handcuffs on her. I'm like, yeah, and y'all motherfuckers are the ones putting this shit out. Like, you guys don't even try to hide shit, man.
I mean,
And
that's
that's
how it go,
cops.
though. Right?
That's
That's
cops.
how it
That's
go.
not even talking about ICE in Trump's SS that he's got running around right now. His
Right.
fucking secret police that
And
he
you
is.
know the ICE don't got no damn body cams.
No
Let me
shit.
fight. You think a ICE got
Hey,
a body cam?
I'm gonna make a request of anybody that's out there. If you know an ICE agent, dox them. Dox them. Tell everybody that your friend or your ex friend or
That would never be the
that kid from
case.
college who couldn't get any pussy. He's now an ICE agent. Just go ahead and throw
That
his
would
name
never
out
be the
there.
case. And think about how sick that is, though, right? Not to take it back to what we were talking about, but just so the point can be proven with a period and then ended so we can go on to the next. Think about how sick that is that we know, just like I said, the police, the judicial system, all that is the reason that black people disappear legally and illegally for years ever since slavery was abolished. Then you have Klan members, like you said, that retired their robes and picked up uniforms.
Yep.
You got niggas, just like you said, if you know an ICE agent, dox them. No, they wouldn't. You know why they wouldn't? Because those are the fellow Klan members
No shit.
that say when shit happens, well, if he'd only complied, if he'd only
You're right.
complied.
You're right.
Those are the same motherfuckers that were attending those lynchings back in the day, taking pictures with their kids. You feel what I'm saying?
I hear you.
And you expect the
The ones
motherfucker to
that want
just
other people to do it for them so that they don't have to get their hands dirty.
listen. We getting into a very ill point, and right now, the way things have gone, it'd be smart to start, like you said, whether it be doxing a motherfucker. You know what one of my favorite movies is that I've seen recently?
What's that?
Green Book.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You've never seen Green Book?
No.
One of my favorite movies of all time. Of all time, I'll say. And I've seen it like before, but it just popped back up on my radar and I watched it again and it brought back all the same feelings. But it's about um a rich musician, famous black musician that wanted to do a tour throughout the South that had never been done before, and he needed a white driver to drive him in order to, make it through safely, kind of shit.
Yeah.
But they would go through the Green Book, and for anybody that doesn't know, it's a book that was made up of free black folks that would illustrate throughout the country safe havens for us to be able to go while traveling, so
Right.
we didn't run into
I'm
any
familiar with the
nonsense.
Green Book. Like I'm familiar with that. I'm not familiar with the movie.
Right. But yeah, no, the movie's great. But I say all that to say we're at a time right now where we may need to come up with the opposite. I don't know what you call it. Call it the red book, since MAGA motherfuckers been pushing racism as much as they've been pushing it. And we need to illustrate all of the sundown towns,
Yeah.
all of the people that that are in authority places that have power that are racist and will not do right things. Because it's not just judges and police officers, it's doctors, it's so many, it's so many people in places that you would be really, you'd feel like you were beaten already. But we know, but we're not. Motherfuckers right. Been around for so long trying to beat us, and they can't. So now's the time that we start pointing the finger back and saying, at least we know where we're not welcome. Motherfuckers want to start making white only towns. That's why you see black folks like this.
At least we know.
That's what we've been saying. We've been trying to, you've been planting that in your head so we can avoid that area, my G.
Right.
It's not, it's simple.
Right. I hear you.
But I feel like that's the only thing we can do now. And it's not just for, I wouldn't imagine it to even just be for black folks, but people of color in general, because they've made it's evident that you're not welcome. You're only welcome when you're making a taco, tending a farm, or ousting a fire.
Well, and
otherwise, we need you out.
And that's the part that I'm waiting to continue to see the fallout from is, as farmers continue to take the hit, as labor industry continues to take the hit, specifically skilled labor with, construction and all that. Like, those are all taking hits from this bullshit.
Right.
And you think it's expensive right now. Like I said, 20 years ago, if I needed to get my porch replaced, guarantee you it's like 10K. Guaranteed. And I'm paying 30.
Right. Right.
Shit is wild.
It's only so much. I mean, it's only so much you can do at the end of the day, though. Right. It's only so much you can do, unless, like I said, the only reason why you can't go back to the cowboy days, because the cowboy days was like, fuck it, it's paid for. Ain't no property tax. If the bank comes onto my property, it's a war. That's what it was back in the day. But see, now it's a lot harder to be like that in a situation because they've built you so tightly together that your neighbor may be the one to stab you in the back and assist the bank in stopping you from fighting for what's really yours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your neighbor doesn't want those bullets flying around his house. So if I can find a way to get the right people, the police or whoever, to get him to... No, it's not about that. The police are the enemy. That's what you're not understanding.
Amen. Although it is interesting to see, like, Chicago in particular, and I think it's happened in Portland too, like, the cops clashing with ICE.
No, now they are, because they're seeing that they're not included. But did you notice? But see, that's why you can't just give them that out like that. Because did you notice that they thought they were included at first? Did you notice that the police were treated like black soldiers and black everything else, where they was like, we y'all, oh, we're not y'all? Okay, now we're with the people. Nah, even that needs to be addressed.
Well, and part of that makes sense, because those cops are, like, they generally speaking have to live within a certain radius of that area.
But see, if you were doing your job,
we wouldn't be here.
if you were doing your job, the people would want to protect you just as much, because you're from those areas.
Right.
Oh, it gets deep. Right?
Ain't nobody that is funny. You are speaking truth, because you don't see any outrage about the fact that cops are getting caught up with ICE agents. It's like, no one fucking cares. It's like, yo, you thought you were part of the club? Yeah, you would think that when you voted for him to begin with.
Right.
Like,
right.
Guess what? It goes back to the first they came for and then they came for and it's the same thing.
That's the absolute truth. But see, like I said, it's almost self-preservation tactics, right? When it's like, nah, I'm gonna just shut up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just shut up and I'll wait.
No, sit back, wait and watch. Like,
you know what I'm saying? And right now what we're seeing is a rise of people that you normally wouldn't hear talking about things.
Yeah.
Talking about things.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And don't think that doesn't go unnoticed either, right? You know what I'm saying?
People that have stayed quiet or now.
Now you're just hopping on the train so you can say, oh, no, I was a part of that. But you weren't a part of that.
Well, and what's interesting is, and I know you don't follow this stuff the way I do, but the rise in what I would call independent Democrats that aren't established, like,
Oh,
part
I
of the
get so sick
establishment.
of hearing any dim or repub or that is
I
just
hear you, but like that is what I'm waiting for is for the Democratic Party to get on board with candidates that are talking about this message, which is fuck the billionaires, fuck Trump, like, and they're saying in those words. Like, there's this dude in Maine who's running, ex-Marine, who's basically like, well, what will you say when your Republican opponent, comes after you for being a discharged, disabled veteran? Fuck off. Like, I appreciate those kind of responses. There's a dude in Texas that's doing very much the same thing, young black kid, who is basically saying, like, no, I'm going to say all the things that, established politicians won't say. Like, you are
listen.
seeing a reckoning in that space. And I'm with you that
It's just for entertainment.
the party overall, I agree, is for
It's not
entertainment, but
even the part. It's not the. See, that's the thing. It's not the party. It's the system.
no,
It's the
I
system
am not
itself.
I'm not arguing that point, Cliff. Like, I'm completely with you that the vast
So,
majority of politicians are on the same side regardless. This whole government doesn't want the Epstein files to come out because it's going to damn both sides. Like,
right, right. It's the system. So anybody that wants to thrive within the system is an enemy. Not an enemy, but you're against the cause because you're trying to perpetuate a system that we know has failed. Stop trying to correct the system and get a new one. It's the system as a whole. We don't know how deep seated this cancer is in it. So rip the whole thing out and take the things you like and start anew. But anyone that's still trying to preserve the system.
but I think I hear you, and I think that this is where it's tough. Is
You know
that
what I realized?
parallel to the upheaval right now? If you can get enough groundswell that you can take the government over legitimately, it helps the end legitimately. You know what I mean? Like, I hear what you're saying, and I don't flat out disagree with what you're saying is that you need to tear down the whole system. I think you need some people inside of it in order to tear it down, which is where I'm talking about these independent candidates that aren't towing, party
See,
lines and
I
those kind
don't
of
know if
things. And
I don't
I
know
know
if
you
I
don't
agree.
believe that you can do that, and that's
Yeah.
fair.
That's
I
do
believe
you
you still can.
understand that that's like okay, look, that's that's what these lab coats have been doing for all the time. That's like eradicating a disease, right?
I hear
You've
you.
eradicated the disease off of the face of the world. But then you have some scientists saying, but we should still give this vaccination just to make sure it doesn't come. You're bringing it back. You're bringing it back. You're the one that's bringing it back by trying to keep that around, get rid of it altogether, and we wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. You
I,
don't try to make the sick system well. The system is the problem. It always has been the problem. That's the problem right there is that we haven't been honoring the earth like the
the
indigenous people had been saying from the jump.
so the only counter argument I would have to it is that you can pinpoint very specific times in history where shit started to go off the rails, specifically with the wage gap, specifically with health and human services, those kind of things. I hear you, and taxation of the rich in general. Like, you can pinpoint 1971 and tying the federal minimum wage to like GDP. That drove the wage gap. So I hear you, and I'm not saying that you're not right. I'm just saying,
So
like, I'm
okay,
not
well
opposed to trying to change the system from
let me ask
within
you
still.
this. Let's stop right here. Let's stop right here. Let me ask you this. Was it an atrocity that the land was taken from the indigenous?
Absolutely.
Do you think that the indigenous did a better job of managing the land than the people that took it over?
Yeah, I think it's also hard to have those kind of conversations just because
Do you
the
think they
scope
at
and
least
scale is different. You're
do you
talking
think
about a
they at
time
least
when there were less than 1 billion people in the world, and now we're at a point where we have 7 billion.
Do you think at least they honored the land more than the people who took
Absolutely.
over? Okay, that at least we're getting somewhere. Okay, now do you
Your condescending bullshit.
so do you think? So let me ask you something honestly though. Do you think that a wage gap or whatever the case may be
would exist without capitalism? No.
Well, see, here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to get back to, right? Because there was a point in time where there was
But do I think that there are countless examples of other developed nations that do things better than we do? Yes, I do.
But see, here's the thing though. It's not about development. It's about this specific development. It's about development this specific way. There's also a reason why the World Banks has to be in every fucking country that there is, in every fucking country that there is that the World Bank is there, ends up looking the exact same. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is there was a point in time where there weren't no wage gap shit. You worked, you didn't. You maintained the land. You understood you didn't own anything, any place that I'm inhabiting of. I'm renting until I go, and then it's passed on to whomever else after me. There was no ownership.
I hear you.
Right? Ownership is an inherently white thing. That's once we got paperwork and documents and all of these things to say that was how you steal people's shit, right?
Which was Egypt,
because
all right.
Because I'm saying as far as
what I'm saying,
we're talking about United States. I never lived in Egypt. I never lived in Egypt. I don't know nothing about that.
You talking about this though, like historical context for you. The first lawyers, the first written agreements were in Egypt. So it's not exclusively a white person thing.
We don't know what happened in Egypt. We know all you can and I can speak on is this reality on this plane, on this planet, on this piece of land.
And you weren't around when the indigenous peoples were around, so you don't know what the fuck they were doing. I would make the same argument if you're going to make that point.
So, do you think, Mike, where are we now? Where are we now? Honestly, where are we now? Where are we now? As far as capitalism has gone, where are we now?
I agree. We're in late stage endgame capitalism.
Let me speak though. We are in a point where it is harder to find a tree than a building in a lot of the places around here. Yeah, there's places in your Appalachians and but as far as cities where capitalist people have taken over. Look at your cities where capitalist people have taken over.
I'm not going to agree with this because the majority of the United States still is not occupied by cities. Like, I don't agree with that point.
Right, but the parts that aren't are being mined. Are they not being mined for different resources? Anytime they find a new, see, that's the name of the game, is every city that's been built has been something at one point in time. It was the new place. It was, here, come to fucking Wisconsin because it's a big gold boom and everything's here. And you come through, and once everything is gone, the city gets abandoned. And the people there are like, well, what happened? We used to be the great oil spots down in the South. They used to be great. That's the name of the game. The name of the game is to find something that's worth anything. Get there, take it for everything we can, and leave it destitute when we're done. That is the name of capitalism.
I don't argue with that.
And you can prove that that's not an indigenous thing, because if that were the case, there would be no resources for you to do that to nowadays.
Other than the fact that they didn't have enough people to carry out those kind of things. But I hear you.
I mean, we don't know that to be true. We just don't know that to be true.
But
it could be a situation where there's no need for abundance. If I'm comfortable, I'm good, G.
I think
if I'm comfortable, I'm fine.
I think my point is there's a separation between capitalism and democracy.
Well, I never got to round mine originally. But my whole thing is we can change wage gaps. We can change all of that that doesn't stop the fact that there's global warming, there's all of these issues that we're trying to fight at once now because there was too much greed, there was too much
Oh,
pull, there was too
absolutely.
much of a grab.
But that's
So what I'm
also
saying is
where
slowing the system down is not the same as taking it out altogether.
What I am saying is there are other countries that have been exactly kind of the same spot we have and have become more socialist, which is what you're talking about. The sharing of resources, the distribution of wealth, and
But see,
working together on social issues instead
but
of
see,
making it all about money. But you can do all of that from within the system because we were a lot closer to that in the 40s and 50s in the
But
Make
see,
America Great
that's the
Again era.
issue, though. That's why the average American fought back against that because it's still government reach. What the fuck do y'all have to do with anything? Just let people be people. Let them own their land, let them tend to their land, and stay the fuck out of their business. That's all people have been asking for from the jump. But all of the solutions are communism, social. How about get the fuck out of my business? How about I don't need you around me? That's it. That's all.
That also doesn't take care of people who can't take care of themselves. So for those people,
So,
are you saying
so
just let
those
them die?
people,
They can't handle themselves. So let them
those
die. That's
people
what I'm
can
hearing
go.
from you.
Those people can go into community cities, wherever the case may be, because
To
usually that's how it
experience
is.
socialism. Go ahead.
Listen, if that's what you like, that's the design of it now, because there are a lot of people out in the outskirts that don't have those
I agree with that.
amenities, right? So that's what it is already.
Right.
We just put a pretty dress on it and put lipstick on a pig and try to sell it like it's not something that it is already. But I'm the crazy one. You know what I'm saying? The best
I hear
bet,
you.
the best bet is not like that's the thing, right? When somebody's fighting a cancer, you're not picking out certain cancer cells to say, well, that one might be all right.
No,
That one
that's
might not
exact.
be as dangerous.
Except that's what's exactly what you do until it spreads to everything.
No,
But I hear
right.
you on the spreading to everything thing. At which point you nuke the whole body and sort it out after the fact. Is basically
Right.
what happens.
And what I'm saying is the system has not only failed, it's spread to everything.
That's fair.
It's in health, it's in food. They're not even giving us real food anymore, right? And we know the FDA doesn't have, they don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah, they have
It's
no
spread
teeth.
to everything. So why are we picking out which that doesn't help anything, is what I'm saying. That just prevents it from flaring back up again or slows down the flare up from it happening again later. And that's what we're trying to stop, right? We're trying to break the cycle of our kids having to deal with the same issue. And all the talking points on trying to fix it, all they're doing is stopping a flare up from happening and waiting until another one happens generations later for them to deal with.
Fair.
That's pussy at the end of the day. That's
Well,
pussy.
that's why empires fall. Like,
But see, that's the thing. When people say it's pussy, you have to at least be able to articulate it in a way that somebody is like, well, yeah, I guess there is some truth in. Why? I don't understand
I don't know.
why.
I don't know what you're arguing at this point. Sorry.
Why can't you just like open your eyes, right? Like open your eye. The thing is, certain people
That's the
are
whole. That's
comfortable
the whole
enough that
philosophy
they
with
don't
the.
see anything at all.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole belief in the fact that we have had a consciousness event and people are all getting closer to that. So I hear you.
But then then where do the people that were already conscious? Where do they go?
Well, they have more people who have joined them on that level.
Or maybe that's that ascension, right? Maybe
Right.
that's that ascension
Well,
that they're
you know what
talking
it
about.
wasn't. You know what it wasn't. It wasn't 3AI Atlas because that thing's almost out of the solar system now.
I mean, but you don't see that's that's the thing about it. You don't know what that was,
No,
right?
nobody
You
does.
don't know what that was there for. That motherfucker could have probably done anything it planned on doing. It stopped at Mars, didn't it?
They said depending on what evidence you look at.
They said it at least stopped long enough in Mars's atmosphere. You don't know what it could have sent to
Well, no, it
Mars.
was 18,000 miles outside of Mars's atmosphere, but it was in the
Like,
vicinity.
we talking about a fucking planet-sized spaceship, and you think that
It wasn't
that's not?
planet-sized by any means. It's not like it
It's
blocked out the
comet
sun.
size.
Yeah, that okay. Comets are a big different. Comets aren't even moon-sized.
Lord Jesus, he's a fucking surgeon today. He's a surgeon today. He's cutting everything, regardless of the fact we've seen an anomaly that's bigger than anything ever witnessed. And it's crazy because I think people's hubris evolves as well.
Yeah.
As we evolve as a people, the hubris evolves as, oh, that's not, it's just, and it's out of the atmosphere. Like, you don't know what it could have been sent to place a probe on a ship
Well, and
or
honestly,
on a
that's my
planet.
personal
It could have
belief.
been,
That's my personal belief about it is that if it displays these characteristics, it's probably what it is a long-range probe
or it maybe it's something.
or a science vessel.
Because see, here's the thing. Here's what people don't really think about, right? Is who would want to fuck with us in the first place? And I don't say that as a compliment. Like, they're
Right?
tough. They don't no, I don't mean it
I
that way.
don't
I'm
mean it
just
that
saying,
way.
why would you waste your time with a being like, right? But what I will do,
Who
because
clearly has the capacity for mass destruction. So
but
even
see,
if
here's
you
the thing.
attack them, they have no problem destroying their own planet to stop you.
Right, exactly. Which is another reason not to fuck with these savages, right?
Right.
But what I will do, just to make sure they don't step too far out of line, I'll send a few Ring doorbell cameras on the closest planet that they're interested in on Mars. And we'll watch them
They're
and we'll see
protecting
what.
their investment on Mars. No,
Right.
here's
We'll
the
see
deal.
what.
Here's the deal. They came from Nibiru. They wanted to check in on Tiamat. They know that Tiamat blew up billions of years ago and became Mars and Earth, and they just want to make sure that we haven't gotten to the good shit on Mars and that we're still happy with what we have on Earth.
Yeah, nah, I don't know what I don't know none of the galactic talk. I don't know.
You don't know
I know
Nibiru?
Nibiru. I know we talked about the planet, but I don't know.
You know,
I don't know
but
what the.
you don't know the Tiamat theory? So the Tiamat theory is that Earth, the asteroid belt, and Mars were all a single planet. And that's the actual birthplace of the
Mm,
Anunnaki. But at some point, they blew up their own planet, probably doing the same shit that we're doing.
right.
And what
Okay.
was left, there were basically two big chunks, Earth and Mars. All the other pieces are what make up the asteroid belt.
That
And
actually makes sense.
it just makes sense that Mars is, outside the golden zone, Earth is inside because also but the asteroid belt, I don't know, the asteroid belt in the golden zone? I can't remember if it is or not, but the golden
That
zone
actually makes sense,
is
though.
actually where there is the habitable zone. Like if you're in that zone
Right.
from a star, life is possible.
Right. Right.
Life as
Right.
we know it is possible.
And you seen that dude on Instagram who kicked that rock for I think like 9 months straight or whatever, and it turned into like a perfect sphere. That's probably exactly what goes on in the shit,
Yeah, no,
like it breaks originally and
that's
then
how
over the years spins so it goes to a ball.
that's how they believe planets are made when a star is born, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Is that the
absolute
particulate
sense.
matter and dust slowly starts to orbit, and the more of it that collides together, you get rocks, dust, eventually moons, planets.
But I don't understand. I mean, it wouldn't make no difference. Like it wouldn't like.
Well, if you believe Total Recall, the reactor that gave Mars, give these people air, Cohagen. Um, that was alien technology, so that actually plays into maybe there is some reactor generator, something that caused the initial, splitting of the planet that's still out
Yeah,
there at
that's
Mars.
you just basically said what my head was trying to figure out, right?
whatever caused the calamity is still there because it fell outside the zone, but because we ended up here and reformed planet life on top of it, we'd never find whatever was buried. That's my theory. Where were
See,
you
I don't
going? I'm
know.
sorry.
I mean, I feel like maybe like if you said it, like if there's a generator there, like to where shit like this is what, but no, that wouldn't make sense either, right?
Well, how about
Because
this? What
the
if there
if we wait a minute, because
what if a
let me get it
working
out.
pyramid is still there versus the ones that we've uncovered here on Earth?
See, that would start. That's when you start making more sense because there would have to be something to indicate you have that piece that you need
Right.
on that piece of rock that broke off over there. Pyramid would be one that would be a hard indication, right?
Yeah.
Because they're all over everywhere else that
Right.
humans inhabit. So I would imagine it has a deeper meaning than just a bunch of stacked rocks.
Yep. Well, no, they were either energy sources or conduits to consciousness.
But either way, what I do want to, this is what I want. This is what I want to end this with, right?
Tell
Well,
me
not
what you want,
necessarily.
what you really, really want.
Shut up. Not necessarily in the show. And this is depressing, right? This is the depressing thing about it all. Is when we come into a situation like this, you're gonna realize, like people say, I'm an ally. Like I have allies. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be your ally, right? But at the end of the day, what I want people to understand is you don't have allies. You know what I'm saying? You may have people that are willing to come together to help towards a cause, but make no mistake about it. An ally, that's somebody that's willing to die with you over a cause. That's somebody that's willing to do something that may be looked down upon just to get you and them out of a situation. An ally is somebody that you can ask, hey, I need your help, but we may not live through tonight.
Right.
And they have no problem going along with you. I want people to make no mistake about it because there's a big thing in the world where people, is it hyperinflate or is it the opposite where they're so quick to befriend people, you know what I'm saying, they're so quick to include people into a situation, and that may not be the best for you because at the
Yeah.
end of the day it's not the people that look like you, it's not the people that don't look like you, it's
But the only place I'll challenge that is revolutions are built on exactly that.
on exactly what
Meaning
people coming together, people coming
everybody
over all
coming
that.
together. And then, yes, after the revolution, there's always fighting about, well, what way should we do it?
Right, right. That's completely understood. But that's why people say there will never be a revolution. You get that, right?
The problem that I have with that statement is that revolution doesn't require us all to be on the same side. Revolution requires us to all be against them. And there are plenty
Like,
of people
but
on
I get that.
across the spectrum on both sides of the aisle that are done with this shit. To your
I get
point.
that. I get that. But look at ICE. You feel me? Look at ICE. Look at the cities where ICE is. Look at how people are reacting to that situation. Like, yeah, there are some quote unquote white allies that are there trying to speak out and get people's,
I'm seeing
acknowledge.
just
But
I am seeing from what I have seen from protests, I haven't necessarily seen the color breakout that you're saying. Like it has
well,
seemed
no,
like
no,
a
no,
very
no, no, no.
mixed crowd.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Okay.
I said
That's
that there are some white allies out there that are just now finding out how to use their,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, their privilege for power. But again, rounding that back to the beginning of the show, we see that too, right? Because that was the privilege that we were explaining that you had all along, that you were denying us
Right.
and saying didn't exist that you're now realizing you need to use before they start coming for you.
Yep.
That's what I'm getting at right now. Now there's people out there that are starting to, and I appreciate that, right? But at the end of the day, what I want everybody to understand is everyone's in it together, but make no mistake of who your allies are.
Yeah.
Because the
I
truth
hear
and the
you.
fact of the matter is I may have two true to life allies, like you know what I'm saying, Ben Affleck, the town allies, people that I can say it's all or nothing. I need you, and it's no questions asked. I'm on the way. Other than that, you have people that may have similar beliefs, but those aren't allies. You're just fighting partners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, completely know what you mean. I get it.
And that's not directed at anybody specific. I just want people to understand if shit hits the fan, you kind of want people that have been in a fucked up situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The people who haven't been, it starts to get real. I gotta take care of somebody ish. You know.
No, I hear
That's
that.
why I've always said if we were ever in a zombie apocalypse, I'm on my own. I'm gonna be Daryl. I'm the nigga down the trying to be
Right.
away from the camp. That's never been my style. I love community. Clear we can't have it, so let me be by myself, to myself. That's how I prefer to be, but we're coming to a point where it's almost impossible to be that way. So it's best that you align yourself with your allies and find out who at least shares your specific what's it called in fighting because it's coming close. Like we're already here. Like to be honest, they've already shot the gun for the race to start, and we're the only ones that are still sitting around like, oh, we're supposed to be moving. Oh, we're supposed to be, you know, converging, making plans. No, that like people don't understand. It's already started. Once the states and everybody in the cities are like speaking out actively against the government, then that's how you know the government's doing nefarious. So if you can't rely on them to help,
Yeah.
but this is for entertainment purposes only. If you're entertained,
Clearly.
you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm very combative this week. I feel very militant this week,
This is a very
but
far stretch from where Cliff had been like 3 months ago, where he was like centered and peaceful.
you know, I want because it's because you know what it is, and I, you know, it's crazy that you said that. Just so you know, I'm not faking the funk. I meditated for at least a half an hour today in the dark. You know what I'm saying? On my hands and knees, you know, like hand in, like trying to, you know, like not quite like the Muslim, you know, way
I
of
hear you.
praying, but like, and just thinking, just going through my head, just, you know, like trying to siphon out all of the negativity. And I guess what I gathered from all of it is like you can do that all you want, but what are you gonna do right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do right now? Or do we just wait? You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
Like,
that's
do we
that's
just
part of
wait?
it. Like that's where, in you and I had a little bit of a text conversation last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and that's kind of my point on the whole thing. Like, no, I'm not going to be at someone that is out there starting the shit, but when the shit is going on,
Well, there's nothing to start. There's nothing to
right?
start. But at the very least, what I think that there should be, and what I think that there should at least be, if we have any like sort of allies that are in a higher place in legislative power, there should be something for you to at least be able to opt out of
Well, and
police
that's
care,
yeah,
you know, a certain level of the judicial
that's the big argument
branch.
right now is uh stores refusing ICE based on the Third Amendment. We do not have to quarter our troops.
Well, I'm saying regardless of, I'm saying that like in general, like listen, like people always make fun of it when black people say like I'm nervous when the police get behind me. And when you think about the level of protection that we have in this country, it's perfectly understandable why you're nervous because there's a chance that you could have the wrong one and regardless of anything you did
Right,
can be left on the side of the road.
right.
So if I know that there are actors like this in your midst and you don't do shit about them, judges like this in your midst and you don't do shit about them, I should either be able to opt out of your specific way of doing things,
Yep, I hear you. I hear where you're going with it.
or you should understand that it's life or death anytime you approach me as a black man in a situation like that.
Yeah.
And neither one is a good, you
No, it's
know,
not because that is the message that they will because that's a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point.
I
If you
understand what you're
continue to
saying.
tell them that you're dangerous and that they need to be careful when they approach you, they're going to approach you more
But see,
frequently.
that's the
I
issue,
hear
right?
you. I agree. I'm just saying, like the way that was phrased, that perpetuates the cycle. And I'm not saying that that's wrong
No, you're absolutely
until
correct.
you
But the people who
dismantle
believe
it.
that, but the people who believe that are sick in the head.
Yeah.
You don't get to be the one who perpetuates all of the violence against a specific group of people and then say that group of people are the violent. You're sick in your fucking head, G.
Right.
I don't care how it sounds to a motherfucker that's already sick in their head.
Right. No doubt.
That's what doesn't make sense to me. And it's like we have to appease the people that are sick in their head because the forefathers looked like those people.
Right.
And that's where it comes down to my fellow white people using their privilege to be like, wait a minute, that's one of those sick in the head ones. That's not a
No doubt.
representation. And there's not enough of that.
Being able to call out their peers for lack of a
Right.
better
There's
term.
not
Yeah,
enough of that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
That's all of it down to a nutshell right there. I'm not
No,
going to
completely
appease
get it.
nobody that doesn't like if a person who's
The
not
pro
writing if
I
the
will
wait if
go
a
ahead.
person who's not right in the head is not allowed to vote, then why the fuck would I listen to them as authority in a situation
Right.
that it involves my life?
Right. I think the risk that you find, it's not even risk, but and there's no good way around this. When you start calling people out, people keep their shit together around you. You know what I mean?
Right, which lets us know, quote unquote, we don't have enough allies.
Yeah.
Because if we had more allies, then there would, and if it's everybody keeps their shit around Mike and around Rita and around Kevin and around, then everybody would be covered.
Right.
But we don't have enough allies. That's why you need to understand a true meaning of an ally is somebody that'll lay their life down right with you for the
Right.
things that they believe in, like you.
Right.
Somebody that agrees with you is just a ward partner. Like we're fighting whatever this is, partner.
Yeah.
But we're getting to a point where you
See,
better
the
learn the
the
difference.
the only thing I want to challenge you on is your use of the word allies because I don't agree with you. I think allies are
Explain.
I think allies are very much people who your interests align with while your interests are aligned. Meaning, as long as you have a common enemy, you're good. But as soon as that's gone, they're just as likely to turn on you. So I think we need a different word other than ally to describe what you're describing.
Well, I don't know though, because the way I view it is like ally from even back in the old war days. Like, if I'm allied with this city, if that city gets attacked, then you know our troops are on the way. Why? Because we are allied by our beliefs, we are allied by our circumstance.
And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but when the city is safe, and the allies suddenly are fighting against each other.
Right.
You see it over and over and over.
Well,
That's a big thing in ancient history because you can talk about it all you want around coming to defend one another against an outside invader, but they were just as likely to fight amongst each other.
right, but there's
I mean,
nothing wrong with that.
France and England are a great example of that.
But that's the thing, though. That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's always going to take place. That's always throughout the level of humanity. That's always that happens in families, in family dynamics.
Of course.
Brothers and sisters fight over the bigger room, fight over the bigger TV, fight over who can control the remote. That always takes place, right? But that's the difference between infighting. We're humans, we're animals. That's going to happen. And then allyship. Allyship comes when we can fight over the remote 1 minute, but then when ICE is knocking at our door, we acknowledge them as the common enemy now. Fair. And we can put down. All right. Like, stop playing. Like, it's so much deeper than that.
Like I said, it was a semantics thing. I think you need words to delineate between the two.
But see, that's the thing. We need words now because so many words matter.
They're taking away our words, Cliff. You sent me a reel about it.
I'm just saying, though, things have been placed on paper. Now a deed for a property or a piece of land or all of this shit that doesn't mean anything. All of this shit that should have never been in the first place. Because no piece of paper can tell a motherfucker who owns what piece of land.
Yeah.
But since all of this had taken place, then yeah, there are words that mean certain things and words that only mean this when used in this scenario. And come on now, like, we don't want to keep that system alive. How about what's right? Is it right? Was it right? Nah, it wasn't right. You knew it wasn't right.
It wasn't right.
That's where we're at. We're at a point in life now where people are becoming rich off of the destitute and the need of others.
Right.
Well, everybody needs a house right now, so let's buy up all the houses and everybody needs a place to stay, so let's make all of this rental property and everybody needs it. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of just saying motherfuckers need right now, let's just get them that spot. That's where we are socialism. As a people.
Yes.
Which is why I understand why the whole earth gets flooded, right? Because everybody may not have been guilty of that greed, but they played a part in perpetuating it.
Agreed.
They showed up to work every day for that greedy motherfucker that was carrying out all of that atrocity against those people. They did all of those things. So they should be wiped out along with them. I get it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think about all of it, it makes sense. And all I'm saying is, if I'm going to be blamed for everything that everybody else is doing, oh, they're damn sure going to feel me coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're damn sure going to feel my fight in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm just accused of the same thing you did, just at a smaller scale. We understand you were trying to survive and you had to survive in a fucked up system, but you were still helping out all these pedophiles and greedy you know what I'm like? Think about it. Think about how that sounds and how fast the days are going. People say life is short. Yeah, but think about how much shorter it's becoming. Think about how much closer you may be getting to the point where somebody's like, hey, I was watching you down there, G, and I'm not happy.
I was watching you up there. I'm real happy.
You know? And everybody don't believe in something. I get that, right? But everybody's going to have something to face when they go. That's the interesting point, right? Because you create your reality. So if you believe in God, I'm sure there will be a God that you will meet when you leave this earth. If you have nothing at all, then maybe you just float into nothing until you create something that you believe in before you could wrap your way back around.
That's fair.
Everyone's going to have to deal with something. And nobody thinks about it when you're concerned about the immediate, what's right in front of you, the opportunity right here.
Well, that's been, I don't know if you've seen those reels, but there have literally been ones of Trump talking about the fact he knows he's not, quote unquote, going to heaven. Like talking about his own imminent death. And it's like,
See,
what do you
and
believe at that point?
that's the first sign, and that's what I'm saying. That's how you know that anybody that's backing him that claims to be Christian is a complete fraud, because that's the first sign of somebody right there that you say, "Oh no, that's not somebody to follow."
Right, no doubt.
If they know that they're on their way to damnation or whatever it is that they believe in their own head, for you to follow that motherfucker is saying, you know what, their view may be better than mine after this. And all I'm saying is, I don't and understand that I've said things about race in the show, but it makes no difference. There are black folks out here the exact same way. Y'all are, it's a people thing. See, that's what people have to understand, is it is a people thing. But white people don't get to label the whole group as something and then get upset when those same people say, all y'all are dangerous.
Right. Fair.
You don't get to do that.
And meanwhile,
and you get uncomfortable because it's like, well, it's not all of us. Well, that's what we were saying back in the day when y'all was locking us up and feeding us the gators and shit. But
which is also why that's my response on the, every time, love them to death, wants to send us, this crazy psycho bitch who went after and made false accusations against her husband.
Oh yeah, no need to
just
say
like,
any names.
Man,
but
like,
you know what it is though.
But
you know
we're
what
doing
it is
exactly
though.
what they're doing. Like,
you know what it is though. I just realized it today because I said, and this is something we'll have a conversation off the show.
All right.
Because I just realized it today though. When my guy said my dad sent me this.
Yeah.
That's when I said
that all tracks together.
Bring light bulb, right? Because I know that specifically. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I see that with my brother and my father. And it's like, oh, you're trying to keep that, that DNA leash around somebody in a way of thinking. Okay, I get it now. It made perfect sense.
It didn't work with me, so try it somewhere else.
It made perfect sense to me.
No, that tracks.
And that's the thing. Even your parents aren't your allies always.
No.
I mean, that's the truth, though. That's the absolute truth. Even your parents aren't your allies. And I seen that in the Instagram post today that said that sometimes your first enemy is your mother. And it's ironic to say with yours sitting on your couch, but to be honest,
yeah.
Everything that I was a problem to my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point that it's like, well, wait a minute. Like, are you for me or what are you doing here? Right. So I can understand how people can grow up and come to the conclusion that your family is more so chosen than bestowed. Because the bestowed family has stabbed brothers in the backs for kinghood, kingship. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fair. Yeah.
You have to meet the people, which is another reason why they say if you run around with 8 hoes, chances are you the 9th. You know what I'm saying? If you run around with,
it's fair. You lay down with
pedophiles, you know what I'm saying? Chances are. So you get to choose. That is the free will that you have, is you get to choose the people that you enjoy being around.
Well, and really, I think that's the only freedom that we truly do have.
And what does that come back to? And then community.
Completely agree with you. Says the one that wants to go be solo away from everybody else.
Oh yeah, no, no.
He doesn't want to be part of the community. He agrees that it's something that's necessary, but he doesn't want to be part of it.
No, the community is fine. That's absolutely fine. But at the same time, I'm not gonna let my community take me out. You hear what I'm saying? That was specifically apocalyptic situation. And even if it wasn't, and it was protecting against a tyrannical government or bank situation for entertainment purposes only, I need to be behind y'all, not in front of y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let the trained shoot me in the back thinking they was helping me. No, let me be able to assess this situation from a distance.
Yeah.
So we can get it right. But I'm damn sure not going down
my
with
point on all of those things as well. But
what you mean?
I mean, that goes back to the comment around, no, I'm not going to be on the front lines things to get things to pop off, but I'll be there when things have popped off.
There's question in that statement though.
Go for it.
Because the only reason is if we've never seen you pop off, then we don't know what that looks like when
Completely
it comes time
agree.
for it to, and people can't trust for a rookie pop offer to be trusted to pop off when the time comes.
Well, and I think that whatever.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can freeze.
I hear what you're saying, but that doesn't mean that it has to be in the way that you're thinking either.
No, and don't understand that I'm not thinking of when I say things like that, I'm not thinking of anything specifically. I'm thinking of everything specifically. You get me?
I hear you.
I'm not just thinking of
you never know what
everything.
But you never know what a situation is going to call for.
You're absolutely correct, which is why I at least want to prepare myself mentally.
Yeah.
For every situation. But again, it's just like it's no different with the let's use this as an example before we round it up. The DEI, getting DEI out of the workspace. I've known from a lot of people that I speak to, it's a lot harder to get a job, especially when you're checking Black or African American on that application nowadays, right? Yeah. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the people that you are taking are best for that position, right?
Facts. That's always a risk in hiring.
Listen, so what I'm saying is the reason why when you interview people, you don't trust someone with no experience is because you don't know what a rookie pop offer is going to do when it's time to pop off.
Yeah.
You need somebody in that situation, has been in that situation, and has 5 to 10 years experience plus a bachelor or associate's degree.
Here's the flip side. From what you're saying, and being somebody that is in a hiring manager role, HR is the one that screens that stuff. I screen content of character. Like, meaning I don't give two shits about what's on your resume. I really don't.
Okay.
Like, I will get what I need based on my conversation with you.
That's fair to say.
I will have questions that will suss out, are you experienced or not? I will also have questions that tell me, how would you react if, the favorite one to use is, well, tell me about a problem that you had with somebody at a recent job. That's a trick question. If you answer that question, you're not going to do well in a corporate company.
A problem that you had?
Yeah, like tell me.
I don't have problems. I come to work. That's what I do.
Bingo.
Bingo.
But
have
that's
problems
exactly
with anybody.
But that's exactly the point, Cliff. Like if they answer that question and are saying, "Well, I used to work with so and so, and they would do this," like, good, because that tells me all I need to know about you on that. Because
it's funny.
The fact that you're bringing it up tells me that you are the one that is the problem.
You know what's funny though is that's also that's perpetuated racism in itself though, and let me explain why. Because if Black people have an issue in those circumstances, we've all seen Hidden Figures with the NASA and all that. You can't even go to the bathroom in this building. So chances are you do have problems with people, right? But they don't want you to tell me about them. How do you deal with racism is exactly what I'm asking you in a sense. Because Black people have had problems with someone everywhere they go along the process, whether it be who we interview with, whether it be who calls us back after we've done with the interview. You're going to feel something from someone somewhere in this climate that we are in currently.
Yeah.
So My question to you really isn't how you deal with it. It's, are you willing to speak about it, or will you just sit and take it?
As somebody that is in a function like project management, where you have to learn how to work with all sorts kinds of people.
I'm just pointing out
I hear
how
you.
even those questions are built in from so long ago
Yeah,
with
I hear you.
implied messaging. Because there are a lot of people, I'm sure, think about ICE here now, what we're going through now as a country. Think about Mexicans showing up to construction sites. I'm sure they were asking them questions in interviews, even though they knew they were illegal to begin with and just didn't expect for it to get this far, right?
Right.
And them motherfuckers was still willing to show up to work, even though they knew that there was a situation where they could get snatched out of their car before they got a chance to clock
Get
in.
there. Yeah.
And not one of them motherfuckers did anything to make sure they had a safe parking spot to make it into work
Right.
before and that is this country in a nutshell. Is all I'm saying.
Here's the only thing that I'll say on that is that the companies themselves don't know because they don't want those workers pulled out either. Like, I guarantee you that 98% of companies out there who have had workers snatched off the job by ICE are just as furious and frustrated as
Right,
everybody
but
else because that's killing them too.
no, it's killing their profit. That's
Fair,
what I'm
fair.
trying to get. That's what
But
I'm
if you're
trying to get
talking
at.
about, but if you're talking about a mom and pop shop, which is like the majority of undocumented workers aren't working for big corporations. They're working for mom pop farms.
Regardless of the same reason, like I said, why they would not have a protected area for these people to park where they would not have to be harassed by somebody like ICE, it's because they're not looking at them
from that
through humanity. They're looking at them through profit. And I can always find somebody else to replace them until I can't. Well, and by that time, hopefully they got slaves again. So who gives a fuck?
I hear you.
That's where we are, and we're at a point where it's who's gonna say, who's gonna do. And I'm not calling for nobody to do nothing because we're right now where we're at. I mean, like it's a privilege in even saying that. There's nothing to worry about currently on these streets.
Right.
So unless I were wanting to drive to Chicago, or involve myself in something that doesn't involve me, there'd be no point, right?
Now, there are No Kings protests happening in Columbus this weekend on Saturday. My gut is probably downtown by the State House, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that there were supposed to be people protesting all over the country, and for real, like I don't know what the fuck you think that's gonna do. Quite honestly,
I don't disagree.
And if we're getting to a
point, I've been to those. I've been on. Yeah.
Let me explain something though, especially with Palantir or whatever the fuck that little cucks.
Peter Thiel
company is. If we're getting to a point that we may actually be approaching a wartime in the country, do you think it'd be smart to show your face?
To show your face and be part of those lists? No.
But
meanwhile, we are on. You know.
Well, no. It's not being a part of a list. It's not being a part of a list because, like I've said for so many times, I don't care how you view me. I don't care how you look at me. You know what I'm saying? Because my family, my friends know who I am.
Right.
So I don't care how you view me or paint me. My thing is when things happen like it's even hard to say. You're not even supposed to say it. People are using different words for it now. But over in the Middle East area, that whole situation, we've seen what that specific company has done over there. It doesn't have to be no list that you're put on. If we see you again, we can drone strike you. We have everything we need, from facial construction to your gait of your walk. We have everything we need just with this whole like that's not smart to do. Just for you to be showing up to say, I am quote unquote an ally. you're actually kind of giving up your moves by doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And it's not smart. It's not smart at all, especially when we're not in an era where you'd be fighting man to man. You're going to be fighting technology.
Yeah. Agreed.
So it's like we're walking into the room that they opened up for us. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who was like, you should have a no kings protest. And meanwhile, they're like, let's shut the government down and act like it's a big deal and we can't. No, put everybody that was working on government shit on those facial recognition machines, and we're downloading everybody's shit today.
Yeah.
You never know, and that they rock you to sleep constantly. I don't trust you. If they say look left, then my nigga, my head's not turning. That's that whole, that whole shadow boxing they do now.
Thing that they're doing, yeah.
That's government shit. That's what the government does. They're trying to shadow box you, and it's your job to be like, oh, look left, nope, look right. Where look right, nope, look left. Yeah, look. I know exactly what you're trying to do. They're showing it to you, which was my inadvertent thought, actually. Will end from the beginning. Kind of like the prodigal. No, I'm just playing. Just playing. But I seen Project Almanac.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
A long time ago.
I've seen it on like 3 times recently.
Okay. I don't
Like
remember that being a movie I'd want to watch 3 times, but continue.
I actually like it. I mean, I definitely liked it the first time I saw it. Like it was interesting enough for me to watch it again. But the whole reason why I bring that up is because I do believe that, like, conspiracy theorists such as myself have said over the years, they do show you their plans. They show you what they're doing. They show you all that. And that specific movie kind of explains why people feel kind of wonky and out of whack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like why the Mandela effects and the speeding up of the, like that explains it to a T, basically. And it's like, oh, like the Baron Trump time traveler shit may be true, right? Like it may really be real, and like we're glitching and losing pieces of our memory.
Right.
As this motherfucker got a remote control playing with time. Playing with time. So
in closing,
right. In closing, we know that time travel always changes the history that you visit.
Right, but it doesn't change yours. It splits off a different timeline.
All right.
Until you hit near death.
I get that. That's a good point. So that makes it tough. That does make it tough for what I was about to say. Yeah, that makes it tough. But all I'm saying is that still makes it tough. Shit.
I've accomplished my goal for tonight because I was clear that I wasn't going to argue Cliff on anything relating to government and society. However, I did get him to pause on both Tiamat and now time travel. So mission accomplished.
Yeah, no, like, cause it's a lot. Like I can't, like I gotta be. You're not gonna see slaves in platforms in glitter dresses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You're not gonna see that. That's not gonna. I'm sure in some era, or in some multiverse, that's the only slaves you had.
Yeah.
Where the Scarface, what's her name? What's that woman's name with the slender nose? Michelle Pfeiffer? No, who was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, all of the hippie chili meat button down shirts, you know what I'm saying, out there in the fields.
I'd have to look that up again.
Discoing with a cotton bag around their motherfucking. It's the butterfly effect. You don't know what you're changing.
Yeah.
But like you said, we wouldn't know because it wouldn't be our timeline.
Right. All right, dude. Anything else?
Kanye may have been right. Love everybody.
Love everybody. Do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell them to troll. And with all that, peace out, fools.